Article 110.26 phone addresses the protection of foreign systems near electrical equipment. The specific title of Article 110.26 phone is Foreign Systems Inside Wall Cavities. It states that circuits and equipment of other systems, such as telephone, gas piping, or lighting, shall not be installed in electrical raceways, compartments, or cabinets unless specifically approved for use with electrical circuits. Let's discuss the applicability of this article in certain cases. For example, a bathroom shower head and plumbing located in the same wall cavity as an electrical panel. Based on the information provided, Article 110.26 phone is not directly applicable in this case. The plumbing system is not considered a foreign system as defined by the National Electrical Code, or NEC. Secondly, the plumbing system is not installed inside an electrical raceway, compartment, or cabinet. Now, let's consider some other code compliance considerations. It is important to note that other code requirements may apply to certain situations. Article 210.52 code prohibits installing electrical panels in wet or damp locations. A bathroom may be considered a damp location, so you should ensure that the panel is properly enclosed and protected from moisture. Article 300.15 requires that electrical conductors be separated from other systems, such as plumbing, by a minimum of 1.25 inches. You should verify that there is adequate separation between the electrical panel and the plumbing system. Local building codes may have additional requirements or restrictions regarding the installation of electrical panels and plumbing in the same wall cavity. Here are some recommendations. To ensure compliance with code requirements and maintain safety, it is advisable to firstly consult with a qualified electrician to assess the installation and determine if it meets all applicable code regulations. Secondly, consider relocating the electrical panel or plumbing system to ensure proper separation and protect against any potential hazards. To expand on the code compliance considerations, let's delve deeper into what the NEC says about damp locations and separation requirements. Article 210.52 code focuses primarily on receptacle outlets in dwelling units, but the underlying principle highlights the concern for electrical safety in locations prone to moisture. The key takeaway is that electrical equipment, including panels, needs proper protection in damp environments. This protection could involve using enclosures rated for wet or damp locations, ensuring proper sealing to prevent moisture ingress, and employing ground fault circuit interrupter, or GFCI, protection for circuits serving those areas. GFCI protection is crucial in bathrooms to minimize the risk of electrical shock. Article 300.15 addresses the mechanical protection of conductors. While it specifies a minimum separation of 1.25 inches between electrical conductors and other systems like plumbing, the intent goes beyond just physical spacing. It aims to prevent damage to the electrical system from potential leaks, condensation, or other issues associated with the foreign system. In practical terms, achieving this separation might involve using barriers, different routing paths, or other methods to ensure the integrity of the electrical installation. The NEC doesn't provide an exhaustive list of what constitutes a foreign system, but the examples provided in Article 110.26 phone, telephone, gas piping, and lighting offer a good starting point. The common thread is that these are systems separate from the electrical system that could potentially interact with or create hazards for it. Plumbing, while not explicitly mentioned, falls under this general category due to the potential for water leaks and their impact on electrical safety. Consider the potential consequences of a plumbing leak near an electrical panel. Water can compromise the insulation of electrical conductors, leading to short circuits, ground faults, and potential fires. It can also corrode electrical components, reducing their lifespan and increasing the risk of failure. Furthermore, the presence of water creates an electrical shock hazard for anyone who comes into contact with the affected equipment or the surrounding area. The specific requirements for electrical installations in bathrooms are also outlined in other articles of the NEC. For example, Article 406.9 covers receptacles in damp or wet locations, specifying the types of enclosures and covers required for weather protection. Article 410.10 addresses luminaires, or light fixtures, enclosed closets and storage spaces, providing rules for clearance and placement to prevent fire hazards. The local building codes mentioned previously can vary significantly depending on the jurisdiction. These codes might incorporate the NEC by reference, adopt it with modifications, or have their own unique requirements. It's essential to consult with a local authority having jurisdiction or OJ to understand the specific rules that apply in a given location. The AHA has the final say in interpreting and enforcing the code. In addition to the code requirements, it's also important to consider best practices for electrical installations. This includes using high-quality materials, following manufacturer's instructions, and performing thorough inspections to ensure everything is installed correctly. Proper grounding is also crucial for electrical safety. Grounding provides a path for fault current to flow back to the source, tripping a circuit breaker or fuse and preventing electrical shock. The NEC contains detailed requirements for grounding systems, including the size and type of grounding conductors, the methods for connecting to ground, and the bonding of metal parts. When evaluating an existing electrical installation, it's important to look for signs of potential problems. This could include water stains, corrosion, damaged wiring, or overloaded circuits. If any of these issues are present, it's essential to have them addressed by a qualified electrician as soon as possible. Regular maintenance is also important for electrical safety. This includes inspecting wiring and connections, testing GFCI receptacles, and replacing worn or damaged components. A well-maintained electrical system is more reliable and less likely to cause problems. If modifications or additions are being made to an electrical system, it's crucial to obtain the necessary permits and inspections. This ensures that the work is done in accordance with the code and that the installation is safe. Working without permits can result in fines, delays, and potential safety hazards. When selecting an electrician, it's important to choose someone who is licensed, insured, and experienced. A qualified electrician will have the knowledge and skills necessary to perform the work safely and correctly. They will also be familiar with the NEC and local building codes. In summary, while Article 110.26 phone may not directly apply to the situation described, other code requirements and best practices are essential to consider. Ensuring proper separation between electrical equipment and plumbing, protecting against moisture, and following local building codes are all crucial for electrical safety. Consulting with a qualified electrician is always recommended to ensure compliance and prevent potential hazards. Let's explore some additional scenarios to further illustrate the application of the NEC and the importance of safety considerations. Imagine a situation where a homeowner decides to install a new shower in their bathroom. During the installation, they inadvertently drill into an existing electrical cable that is concealed within the wall. This creates a direct short circuit, resulting in a power outage and potential damage to the electrical system. In this case, the homeowner's actions violated several NEC requirements, including those related to the protection of conductors and the avoidance of accidental damage. The homeowner should have taken precautions to locate and avoid electrical cables before drilling into the wall. They also should have ensured that the electrical system was properly de-energized before starting any work. Now consider a situation where a contractor is hired to install new lighting fixtures in a commercial building. The contractor fails to properly ground the lighting fixtures, creating a potential shock hazard for anyone who comes into contact with them. In this case, the contractor violated the NEC requirements for grounding and bonding. Grounding is essential for electrical safety as it provides a path for fault current to flow back to the source and trip a circuit breaker or fuse. Bonding ensures that all metal parts of the electrical system are electrically connected, preventing voltage differences that could create a shock hazard. In another scenario, a building owner decides to save money by using substandard electrical materials. They purchase counterfeit circuit breakers that are not properly tested or certified. These circuit breakers fail to trip when an overload occurs, leading to a fire. In this case, the building owner violated the NEC requirements for the use of approved and listed equipment. It's essential to use high-quality electrical materials that have been tested and certified by reputable testing laboratories such as Underwriters Laboratories or all. Counterfeit electrical products can pose a serious safety risk. In addition to the NEC, other standards and regulations may also apply to electrical installations. For example, the National Fire Protection Association, or NFPA, publishes a variety of standards related to fire safety, including NFPA 70E, which covers electrical safety in the workplace. The Occupational Safety and Health Administration, or OSHA, also has regulations related to electrical safety. It's important to be aware of all applicable standards and regulations when working with electrical systems. Electrical safety is a shared responsibility. Homeowners, building owners, contractors, and electricians all have a role to play in ensuring that electrical systems are installed and maintained safely. By following the NEC, using high-quality materials, and taking appropriate precautions, it's possible to minimize the risk of electrical hazards. Continuous education and training are also essential for electrical safety. Electricians should stay up to date on the latest code requirements and best practices. Homeowners and building owners should also educate themselves about electrical safety and know how to identify potential hazards. In conclusion, while Article 110.26 phone may not directly apply in all situations involving plumbing near electrical panels, the NEC provides a comprehensive framework for electrical safety. By understanding and following the code, using high-quality materials, and taking appropriate precautions, it's possible to minimize the risk of electrical hazards and ensure the safety of people and property. Remember to consult with a qualified electrician for any electrical work and to always prioritize safety.